Hey everyone, John from Nintendo Life here, and we're in the month of Demise! He gone. We've spent a long time criticizing Nintendo for this decision, but before it all goes away, I want to spend one last time reflecting on Mario 35 and why it's such a good game. If you're watching this video in the future, say 10 years from now, you may not even know what Mario 35 is. Much like the Satellaview games such as BS Zelda, this game came with an expiration date. Super Mario Bros. 35 was alive for just 6 months. It was a free Nintendo Switch Online game in the vein of Tetris 99. It takes the original Super Mario Bros. And has you play it simultaneously with 35 other people. However, your game affects theirs. You can send the Koopas and the Goombas and the Hammer Bros that you stomp to another player. If one of those gets them, you get their coin stash. Using coins, there's a roulette wheel which gives you a random power-up, and that gives you a better chance of lasting longer, and that's the objective of the game, be the last Mario standing. It's such a simple and ingenious concept, and as of the time of this recording, people are still playing in droves. In fact, they never stopped. From October through March, I've not waited longer than 8 seconds for a game to start. People rely on this for their daily gaming fix, and it's such a shame that it's about to go away. So given it's all going to disappear, I took it upon myself to do everything I wanted to do in this game before it was too late. I prestiged my level rank going above level 100, I played and beat every level which gives me Luigi, and my playtime count is 35 or more. I almost don't want to play anymore. Here's the thing though, right now I'm level 5 star, but I've seen players who are like level 26 star, which means they've prestiged 3 times and the level cap gets higher and higher every single time. Those people must have put so much time into this game. The level tier is definitely lower than Tetris. With 180 hours in Tetris 99, I'm currently level 95. No stars or anything, so they certainly made Mario 35 a much more flexible and short-term game. But clearly a lot of players didn't see it that way. The replay value of Mario 35 is near endless. Think about the base game itself, Super Mario Bros. I've played that again and again, probably more than most games, and so to get me to spend another 35-40 hours in that game is quite a tall order. I know that game like the back of my hand, and unlike Tetris, Mario doesn't really change. Like if I put a blindfold on, how far can I get in Mario? I mean, that kinda says it all. This game is muscle memory to me. Whereas Tetris is already a game that's so dynamic that every playthrough feels different, and when you throw in 99 other players, that just amplifies the feeling. But then Mario 35 came along and injected this static game with a bit of Tetris DNA. The base levels are still the same, and that familiarity is the crutch it leans on. Knowing the optimal routes and where all the secrets are is the meat of this game, because you're also playing against players who know the exact same things. But you're also playing differently. When I play on an NES, I tend to speedrun this game most of the time. I don't stop for coins or power-ups, but in Mario 35, you have to. If you don't stop at all, then you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. It's still possible to speedrun, but when you're late in the game with bloopers and Hammer Bros and Bowsers everywhere, you're gonna need coins. The Power Blocks and Starmen are your best friends, and you're gonna need to stockpile on them. Everything you do at the start is building towards the end. Around halfway through, the game will start giving you much later levels in the game with much more powerful enemies. These horizontal moving Power Koopas. Like, scary stuff. People do criticize the game always starting at 1-1 and giving you the same levels over and over. And while that can be a fair criticism, it's also true of the base game. How many times have you played through 1-1? In my life, it's thousands upon thousands, and somehow, I'm not sick of this level. It's so familiar that it kind of feels great to just plow your way through it. Oftentimes I'll be given a choice of like 1-1, 4-2, or 8-3, and if I'm low on resources, I'll choose 1-1 because that's the best way to build yourself back up. easy power-ups, easy coins, and a Starman. But the game actually did address its slow pacing criticism, sometimes, with Special Battle. Special Battle was only active during specific events, and it was shuffled between selective levels. You don't even have to start at 1-1, sometimes the first level is 4-2. There's also other criteria, like every player starting with 100 coins or a Starman, or the level select prioritizing water levels, meaning there's bloopers absolutely everywhere. These were full of chaos and give the game much more variety than the base game. But it also highlights a big issue. Mario 35 could have been more. In Tetris 99, once you win, you unlock Invictus mode. This is a room full of other winners and the speed is so much higher. Like, look at this. It's hard to go back to the main mode after Invictus. Then there's also team battles and the Maximus Cups, which have all these new themes. Tetris 99 kept building upon itself and truly was a service game. And Mario 35 had so much room for that. This could have had Invictus too. Maybe you start on 8-4 or something and the timer's much faster. Maybe the power-up tier's different, and if you hit with a Fire Flower, you go to Small Mario rather than Super Mario. They definitely could have made this much more varied and interesting for the player that's hooked on the game. Cause yeah, while I can understand the reason for going through 1-1 and 1-2 over and over again, I do wish there was a playlist for those who didn't want to do that, and there could have been. Special Battle's kind of that, but it wasn't playable all the time. And I guess to go even further than that, Mario 35 could have been a much broader platform. Super Mario Bros. 2 35, Super Mario Bros. 3 35, Super Mario World 35. The potential feels limitless. Maybe they could even cross over, with elements from later games making their way into the first one, like chain jumps from Mario 3 or Shy Guys. They really could have made this game something else. It's already an amazing concept, but they could have made it so much grander. But they didn't want to, because they decided that this was a 6-month game. I'm pretty bummed about most of March 31st's disappearances in the Mario series, but this one burns the most. 3D All-Stars I can at least still play and people can buy physical copies on the second-hand market, but Mario 35, as far as we're aware, is never coming back. And we can be optimistic and say, maybe it will come back someday, but right now, I have no reason to believe that will be the case. All we can judge it on is what's currently happening. We're losing the ability to play an entire game. With this, Nintendo is actively devaluing their own service. I won't cancel my Switch Online subscription, partly because I need it for work, but also because I don't want to lose Tetris. Mario 35 is the exact same premise, but for some reason they want to get rid of it themselves and devalue Switch Online. Very weird strategy. But for all the annoyance I feel about the game ending, I don't regret the time I invested. Mario 35 is an ingenious game, taking something that's primarily a single-player only game, inviting 34 other people and making it feel natural. This linear, progression-based platformer became a battlefield. It's miraculous that you can make this competitive, and they pulled it off so well. I'm certainly bitter at its ending, I'm not hiding that, but I do cherish the time I spent with this game. Returning to the vanilla NES game just feels a bit basic now. When I play through Mario, I tend to go to the warp zones, and so levels like 6-1 and 7-2 are ones I'm fairly inexperienced in, but this game made me experienced in them. I've experienced every level multiple times. So much so that levels that gave me a hard time on the NES are now trivial, because I'm used to playing them with Hammer Bros and Bowser's flying everywhere. It's an amazing companion that complements and elevates one of the most important games of all time. Super Mario 35 is a very special game, and it should never be forgotten, so please, bring it back.